Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Eric Ita, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Right, so this morning I'd like to talk about a pressing topic, a topic that has been bothering me for a very long time because a lot of us are not really talking about it. And so this morning I'd like to get into it so that maybe I can also hear your views and expressions about what you think, because if we don't talk about this elephant in the room, we would obviously find ourselves in hot water one day, which we are already in. It's just that this pot is boiling very, 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 very fast. And so I'd like to give you a little story about a girl that lives in Valfes, but I'm not going to mention her name. Just an example as to see how she overcame the unemployment situation in this country. So what this girl did, like any other person in this country, is they went to school and they went to varsity afterwards, and they graduated as teachers. Today they are working pro bono at a school in Valfes. Valfes is big, so you still don't know who the person that I'm talking about. So they live in Valfes now, and they turned their garage into a classroom. What they did was they just bought tables and chairs, and then they set it up into a garage. And what they also did was they revamped the whole garage and painted it, obviously, and added extra windows on the sides. And then they made it very conducive, obviously, for a learning environment. And they also placed posters and learning media on the walls. And they also started working at a school in very nearby so that they can actually gain experience. And I think this is also one of those strategies that we can learn from. And not just waiting for the government to obviously give them a job. You know how strenuous it can be to go and courier applications to the different regions in this country, different circuits in this country, different schools in this country. It's very expensive, because I know that the easy pack is $65 just to send a package to any other place in this country. And after you then get a call from the school or the circuit or the region that you've applied to, you are then supposed to obviously take transport to this place and pay obviously for this transportation, and get into an interview, a written test first, and then you if you make it out, then you can get to the interview, the spoken interview. It is not easy, because also knowing that you might find like 1,000 people or 2,000 applicants, other applicants that are also gunning for the same position that you are that you're also gunning for, is also very scary. So from the story that I've just told you about the girl from Valfes, we can all learn that I guess waiting for the government to give us jobs and to take away our problems financially, it's a waiting game that we will obviously not win. Just to give the story that I told you a lot of substantiation. If you look at the situation in this country, it's so scary, because even private doctors that are practicing in this country, medical doctors that are practicing in this country, are foreigners. You have a lot of people that own private schools in this country are actually also foreigners. You have private companies that are taking up tenders in this country, but these private companies are actually owned by foreigners also. You have institutions in this country that are owned by foreigners that come to this country and see the need in the market, be it the education market, be it the mining market or the construction market, whatever it is. You have foreigners that are coming from those countries, Zimbabwe, Cuba, Ghana, Malawi, the United States, you have people from Europe coming in this country and seeing the need within this market and then creating opportunities for themselves, while we as Namibians sit and wait for the government to give us jobs. The example of the girl I gave you is just one of those examples that we can maybe learn from and say, okay, fine, I have graduated, yes. Well, how can I use my skills to employ myself? Private doctors and the private school owners and the private construction companies that are owned by foreigners could easily be replaced by us Namibians. Not a lot of us know where to go to start a company. Not a lot of us know what to do to register a company that is legit, that is going to not have NAMRA knocking at our doors to just get rid of our products. Last year, when Michael Amshelelo, and I'm mentioning him again in this video because he obviously really drew a lot of attention to himself, went around and he was confiscating Chinese products. And I think this is not a surprise to anyone here, because I know you guys have seen the videos where he went to China shop and he was closing down the Chinese shops because of a scandal that I think had happened because when NAMRA had confiscated products of Namibian traders who buy things from China and other places, because these traders were not licensed. And so how can we license our businesses to avoid NAMRA from coming to grab things from us? It's the information that is missing. Is it because NAMRA doesn't go out there and give the information, or is it because we are just not, we just don't really care much about knowing how to start businesses? And I don't have a problem with foreigners owning things in this country. I just feel like we've given up on everything and we're just waiting to be spoon-fed by the government. I don't know if we're lazy or just not, maybe we're not go-getters or something. We need to do something to actually show, because what we own is a small little spot at the side of the road where we sell tomatoes and onions, and this is not like something that would obviously take us out of this situation one day. It's a means of survival. We are merely surviving. We're not trying to live. We're surviving, and there's a difference between living and surviving. And obviously you have like, I can give an example of a foreigner that has 7 private schools in Oshakati or in Ongwediva or in Otapi or in Ventuk or in Kahanya. You have so many. You have someone that owns 7 private schools, and this person is Zimbabwean or Malawian or Congolese, and you are just wondering, how do they have these 7 private schools, and they've employed Namibian graduates from the University of Namibia. And these graduates are also now teachers. They are being paid, what do you call it, peanuts. They're being paid peanuts because you get paid like $2,000, $3,000 per month by a foreigner that how do you rear in. This foreigner or this person brings in $150,000 monthly, because these kids that go to this private school pay like $500, $700, $800 a month. And so it's shocking that none of these graduates that are working for this foreigner can come up with the idea of starting a private school, or can come up with the idea of turning their garage into a classroom like the girl in Valfes, and somehow in the meantime working for this private school, and then somehow talking to the parents of these kids and saying, listen, I realize that John and Maria are struggling with reading and writing. Can you give them to me so that I can actually teach them after school? I have a private tutoring company. It's registered with the institution that is in charge of registering schools in this country, and I would like to help them out. And you can just, I charge $100 per month, so that after school you can then obviously make an extra buck. And another problem is that a lot of graduates that are sitting at home are not willing to work pro bono, like the girl in Valfes. Working pro bono does not necessarily mean that you are not gaining anything. First of all, you're gaining experience. And experience is something that is obviously very vital to applications, and they always ask for experience. They will ask for experience, 5 years experience, 10 years experience, and people are sitting at home and saying, but I don't have experience. But you're supposed to, but you can get experience for working for free. You work for free to gain experience. And the more you work for free, the more experience you gain. And you will also be in an environment to see where the loopholes are. What is it that is happening within the industry that I want to get into that is obviously missing, so that I can capitalize on this, on whatever it is that is missing. And also your resume will be enriched with experience. And when people see your resume, should I call it resume or CV? When people see your CV, they'll definitely see you've had quite a journey in your career, and you've worked here and there and there. And just because, and obviously, having worked pro bono can also give the employers or your employers the idea that you are willing to go the extra mile. So I think we should tap into this type of mentality so that we can actually get where we want to be. Another scary idea for me is the idea that we are very much dependent on countries like South Africa, and especially when it comes to food sustainability. The stores or grocery stores like ShopRite and Pick n Pay and Brock, these are grocery stores that are in OK Foods. These are grocery stores that are owned by foreigners, and not just grocery stores, even stores that sell furniture, stores that sell appliances like electrical appliances. These are stores that are owned by foreigners. I don't want to mention the fishing industry and the mining industry. I'm not so well versed with it, but I know that the Rossing uranium mine is not Namibian owned. Namibia has share in it, but not even, it's not, Namibia is not like the major shareholder of the mine. It's scary. We don't have a grip at this country's wealth. We don't have a grip at this country's minerals. It's scary. It's so scary. And I feel like if we maybe think of a way, we can get back onto this horse again and just ride it all the way through. Tell me what you think of this. I would like to receive your comments, and if you also haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, like, and share this video if it makes sense to you, if it has helped you think of ideas to overcome your unemployment situation at home. Until next time, sharp.